ROR idea, the Pinkertons. Just the actual Pinkertons. There. Alright, audio sounds good. Hello, everyone. Hello. We are doing another installment in our series, the Let's Play series. Hey, Milky Way. We have a list of people waiting to play us on our Discord. And, anyway, sorry, someone messaged me. I have a list going on my Discord of people who want to fight me with their various factions. I did post in my Discord server that I would play against anyone besides Grand Cathay and Ogre Kingdoms today. I think the Ogres versus Chaos Dwarf matchup is either very Ogres favored or very boring. I think the Chaos Dwarfs can maybe win it by just hard boxing with a bunch of Infernal Guard Fireglaves and like just very boring. That doesn't seem like good content. And Grand Cathay has been tilting the shit out of me recently with just forming a deadly box and sitting still while I just lose the game because I'm not playing Grand Cathay. So I don't feel like fighting either of them. I banned them. Other than that, any faction can be picked versus me. As with other times in this series, we'll play until we get 5 wins. Or if I just go 5-0 super quick, then I'll play a couple more games just for fun or something. So we won't stop till we get at least 5 wins, but just because I hit 5 wins doesn't mean we'll necessarily stop dead in our tracks. So we'll get a decent number of games out. I will be doing a mix of try hard and fun. Never going full meme, but also not just running the same build over and over and over again because it's the best one. Like I might do the current best build once or twice, but I don't know, a whole stream of just running the same build over and over again isn't particularly entertaining either. So it'll be a mix, but never full trolling, never full sweaty tournament mode. I can't say about my opponents. They might be trying, they might be trolling. I don't know. It's up to them. Either's fine. What up, Nicholas? Commodore, Nergos PA's here. Yeah. So our first match is against Power on the High Elves. Let's do this. High Elves versus the Chaos Dwarfs. That's interesting. That's not a matchup I've actually had to think about very much. Not one you often see. High Elves have a good amount of fire resistance, so I suppose that's working in their favor. Okay. That's fine for that. So what to do? High Elves are going to have high melee defense front line. That could be a bit of a tool for me to deal with. High resistance on Imric and the Fireborn, so I don't know if blunderbusses are going to be a good idea here or not. Aren't Hobgoblin Wolf Raiders terrible? Yeah, they only have 4,000 HP, 60 models. Sometimes you might need them, but that doesn't mean it feels good. I'm busy thinking. Everyone just calm down. Then I have that much gold left. Okay, we'll do this. What up, Curio? How we doing? Oy, stretch! Oh, that is a stretch. That is a stretch you can feel through your whole body. Nordstrom whole body. Okay. We'll get game 1 underway soon, whenever power is ready. I'm tired. It's been a crazy week on this end. Lots of terrible, horrible things going on. Terrible, horrible. Yo, Sam Watson. Bringing the energy I am lacking. Appreciate you. Hope you're doing good. I mean, you seem to be doing good. You can show up to a YouTube chat just throwing out the all caps, so you can't be doing that bad. I think it's illegal. It's illegal to type in all caps unless you're doing fine. I have not gotten around to starting the Long Dark yet. I played, before last stream, I had played maybe 40 minutes of it. I just spawned into a random map, walked around, kind of learned the controls, and I learned you can't jump, which is some bullshit. It's supposed to be this like immersive, I'm not actually complaining, I'm slightly memeing, but it's supposed to be this like immersive survival game, and I'm like, no, a small lip, no, I can't get up there. I guess I'll just stand on this ice which is cracking beneath me and I'll fall under the water and freeze to death because I can't get up a tiny little lip that comes up to like my knees. Ah, if only there was a way to get over obstacles that come up to your knees. Stupid non-jumping ass game. Will, those are disparate skills, my friend. Punched or kidnapped, but also historical or legal document prepared. That's a wide range. Oh, power's ready. I'm not ready. I'm not ready. I haven't played in a hot minute. No! Our micro is going to be the opposite of crisp. It's going to be loose. Gelatin-like. Whatever. We'll be fine. We'll win. There's no Grand Cathay today, so we can't lose. Hello, Radfather in chat. I finished my concrete workery, and now I'm ghost maxing with the chem dog. That is a sentence that I definitely understand. Are you saying that you... I don't know about the concrete workery, but I'm guessing you're playing a Heinrich Kemmler campaign and you're taking all ghosts? That's the best I can figure out. And then Will is busy being racist against Canadians. Okay, so for our build. For the build, High Elves have crazy high melee defense because of martial prowess, so I took 3 of the blasting charge units, 2 Infernal Ironsworn and a Blazing Beards of Bosrock. That's pretty meta. I don't know about this specific matchup, but it is pretty meta overall. So they're going to blast through the High Elf front line and make a hole. Then we have Orc Laborers just to add bodies and armor piercing for like late game if the Fireborn or other Dragon Princes have to just mulch through them. That'll be pretty annoying. I will have my Orc Laborers end up in front of my Dwarves, but I do want to get those blasting charges out first without my Orc Laborers being there to take friendly fire. So there's that. I took Astrogoth because I didn't really know what Chaos Dwarf Lord was good here, and I felt like having a giant flying bull as a target for archers to shoot at seemed pretty bad. So I just wanted the foot version. I know High Elves aren't the best at killing foot-sized characters, and then I brought Flamestorm just to punish tightly packed High Elf infantry or cavalry. I honestly didn't want to take the Hobgoblin Wolf Raiders, but I did have a little bit of extra money at 1,000 gold at the end, and I didn't know what I wanted to spend it on, so I thought I'd give my Bull Centaur Rangers with Great Weapons just some mobile friends who could take charges for them or chase stuff off. I don't know, but the main bulk of this army is 2 Bull Centaur Rangers with Great Weapons, the blasting charges, and then heavy infantry. Oh yeah, and then we have Chaos Dwarfs with Great Weapons. Again, I'm not worried about the High Elf frontline having armor, but this is for like later in the game when we get down to just a Dragon Lord or Fireborn or Dragon Princes or anybody just cycle charging or something, then having armor piercing Chaos Dwarf Warriors could be pretty good. So, I don't know. Construction work done for the day, and yes to Kemmler. Nice, I was half right. So that's the plan, gang. We'll see if we can get some good engagements with our Bull Centaur Renders. They're a weird unit, dude. Bull Centaur Renders are strange. They are sometimes really, really good, and sometimes don't do anything and just suck and die, and I don't know what the difference is. Like, it depends on... It depends on if, like, the models get good contact and actually swing, but I feel like sometimes 1 or 2 get into melee, and the other 14 just stand around doing nothing, and then when those 1 or 2 die, then they'll move up slightly, and 1 or 2 more will get into combat, and the other 12 will do nothing. And I don't fully know how to get them to actually just, like, all right, everyone, we're all gonna participate at the same time, together, we're going to get good contact, and we're going to kill some things. When it does happen, the unit's amazing, but when it doesn't happen, things dog shit. We have some skirmishers, not a big deal. Nothing I have is really that weak to skirmishers, so it's fine. We have Illyrian Reavers. Tyrion, yeah, significant fire resistance, so I'm not too sad about not taking a Bull Lord. Swordmasters, Lions of Crace, and Spearmen. Okay, we're feeling pretty good. I have no counter skirmish, and I don't really need counter skirmish. Though, if those Illyrian Reavers are just gonna walk into me, I will attack them. Okay, we're gonna use blasting charges on the first 3 things I can find. Everybody else is just gonna move up. Just giving out attack orders so we keep moving here. And this is a good fight. We have Illyrian Reavers plowing into my Hobgoblin Wolf Raiders, but that does mean my Bull Centaur Renders get damaged. And we can see, yeah, we're getting good contact here. So everybody's touching something. You can see that Illyrian Reaver is just getting melted. So that's the kind of engagement we wanted. As he does a decent job dodging some of my blasting charges. I don't love that as much. Actually, why bother? Why bother overextending? It's not my problem. Okay. We'll switch our blasting charges onto the Swordmasters of Hoeth. Wee, run away! Okay, so Tyrion's here. I'm gonna chuck a Flamestorm out into these now clumping up units as I try and pull away through them. Hobgoblin Wolf Raiders are chasing out Illyrian Reavers. My Bull Centaur Hunters lost attack orders. Don't really know why, but we'll move up. Astrogoth's having a really hard time getting to safety. But he will eventually, damn it. There's our Bull Centaur Renders are going to help kill off those White Lions, because I don't want to take a ton of damage on my elite infantry dealing with them. Astrogoth got to safety, though. Unfortunately, the Flamestorm is doing a little more friendly fire than we would like. Is the Infernal Ironsworn going to fight the Lore Master of Hoeth? He has the healing. Tyrion has his own healing, so no matter what, he's going to heal up. And we're dealing with these guys. So I'm gonna have my Hobgoblin Wolf Raiders chase around the skirmishers. Either the skirmishers fall back or the skirmishers take a ton of damage, but I'm gonna pull my Bull Centaur Renders in a little bit. Because they're my only real tools against Tyrion, so I don't wanna waste too much time chasing around random skirmish cav with them. As we just sprinted full face into the White Lions of Crace, but that's that's rough. Okay. So my Orc Laborers are doing exactly what I wanted to do them to do. They're just harassing and being a nuisance. Hobgoblin Wolf Raiders got stuck on the White Lions of Crace, and now they're not even doing much damage to those guys, so I'm just going to give them new orders onto the skirmish cav. Fine. Bull Centaur Renders, rear charge some spears. Just wanted them to route. I'm gonna throw this over here and back up my Chaos Dwarf Warriors. Okay, he's clearly trying to snipe Astrogoth, so I'm gonna pull Astrogoth into the Bull Centaurs that I pulled up specifically for this purpose. Friendly fire my own Orc Laborers to get rid of those High Elf Spears, but that's fine. It's plenty worth it as long as I pulled my Chaos Dwarf Warriors away. Infernal Ironsworn are just vibing. Don't really know why they're having such a hard time engaging anything. Was there Silver Helms? Yeah, don't chase the Silver Helms. My Orc Laborers are just being consistent annoying for us, because whenever he loses micro on his cavalry, my Orc Laborers slowly catch up to them and then get a bunch of damage out, and it's very entertaining. Hobgoblin Wolf Raiders try and lock up Tyrion so that the Bull Centaur Renders can catch up. These Bull Centaur Renders have caught up, and they're currently bodying that Lore Master of Hoeth, so it's going pretty well. Now we have Silver Helms charging. I'll have heavy infantry and Hobgoblin Wolf Raiders get them, but I don't have time for my Bull Centaurs to Renders to peel off of Tyrion. They're, like I said, they're my only force for fighting Tyrion, so I kind of need to keep them on it and focused. Wow, you guys refuse to just like collapse in on this spearman, huh? All right, big old pile of Bull Centaur Renders fighting great targets, so I'm not going to break this up. It is turning a little blobby, but he doesn't have any blob punishment spells. There's really no reason for me to avoid this blob. And like I said, it's a bunch of high value targets sitting right on top of my Bull Centaur Renders, so plenty fine with it. Blasting charges, try and get to those last healthy White Lions of Crace. We're shattering. Army losses is hitting. We'll be fine. GG. No one can stand against the giant wall of meat and muscle. It's kind of the value was pretty spread, but everybody did their jobs. On the other side, we just ran away from Tyrion, ignored him almost all game, and then the late game threw some Bull Centaur renders at him. Even then, he was doing fine against the Bull Centaur renders. Army losses just took him out, but yeah, I mean, we did our best and ignored him. Tyrion wants to fight. I don't want to lose, so I won't fight you. Bad Tyrion, bad. Do Bull Centaurs have elliptical hitboxes? I do not know. Nergos PS says, thankfully not. All right, cool. All right, change the map. Let's go Blood Pine Woods, since our next foe is Beastmen. I was expecting less blasting charges and more shooting. Yeah, Power. The only problem with the shooting, in my opinion, is like a lot of the stuff I wanted to shoot. I was talking about this during my build phase, but a lot of stuff I want to shoot on the High Elf roster, the Fireborn, Tyrion, Imric, have fire resistance. Phoenixes. So I was just worried that like if I took shooting, I'm gambling too much on you taking a priority target that doesn't have fire resistance. And it's like, okay, well, I don't know. It just felt a little riskier. And I'm like, well, if I think about it, what does he have that can really deal with Bull Centaur renders? Not a lot besides the Fireborn. Okay, I could do Bull Centaur renders here. Bull Centaur renders are good against dragons. Okay, what do you have to deal with heavy infantry? Not a lot, because High Elves. You had a Swordmaster, but the problem with the Swordmasters versus Chaos Dwarves is Infernal Ironsworn and the Blazing Beards of Bosrock just delete them in one blasting charge. So it's like, okay, unless he has 4 Swordmasters, I'll be fine. So this just seemed like the better way to play it. What up, Phoenix King? So we have Beastmen. Beastmen. Mexico. I want to take Zatan for his boundless cruelty, leadership -0 to 8, depending on how many enemy models are around, but I remember how horribly slowly it charges up. Well, actually, it's not even charge, it's like how many entities are around. You left to literally pile like 8 infantry directly on top of him for him to even get up to -8, and it's like, oh boy, I finally got -8. So unfortunately, Zatan's just ass. I want to be a happy man. Dude, Drazoeth also kind of sucks. I don't know. I think there's a reason you only see 1 or 2 Chaos Dwarf Lords, and that's because the others are just critically flawed. Drazoeth has to be crazy expensive, and then he's kind of a caster duelist hybrid who's not really the best at either. And he's stuck with the shitty lore of Hashit, which has a couple good spells here and there, but I don't know. Like, he has Dark Subjugation, -8 leadership, -24 melee defense. That sounds good, but you have no mobility to back it up. So if I throw that on a Centaur, it's just going to run away. And I can't follow it. Because it's not like Hobgoblin Wolf Raiders are going to beat a Centaur, even with that debuff. Take Zatan, give in to Net and Flames. Net and Flames is good versus more elite factions. I don't know about Beastmen, because what I'm going to do that to? A random Centaur with great weapons. So we'll try and mix up our lords today and not just play the same thing over and over again, but I warn you, it might be very hard to get Drazoeth, the Overseer, and Zatan in. They might need very specific matchups, and even then that's risky. But I'll try not to just play the same shit over and over again. We'll try. Okay. That being said, what are we doing? Ah, yes. Fighting Beastmen. Does Lamasu cause terror? Yeah, it causes terror. Lamasu loses armor piercing though, which is not great. Okay. Don't worry, we got some spicy stuff. It's not going to be a poo-poo boring game. That sucks. That sucks. That's okay. Is this a one-time use? No, it's a cooldown. That's fine. The base weapon damage. Yeah, that's fine. Okay. So we have those. You have what? You haven't shown us anything. You can't just sit behind a blocker and not show us anything. You're stupid. Yeah, I probably am pretty stupid, but it is what it is. Bum, bum, bum. Get some of those. I do kind of need some sort of bull centaur, otherwise I'm just helpless. Cool. This is a weird build. Let's try it out. Hey, end of the line, how you doing? Meta Slave Chowie stream. Shaking my damn head. Hey, this build could not be considered meta. No. I'm just not gonna, I did say at the start of the stream, I'm not gonna full sweat try hard every single game. I will try some different stuff than you see in tournaments, but I'm also not just gonna troll. So, unfortunately, some of these lords are just so bad that even just taking the lord is pretty fucking troll. What up, Marco? Hope you enjoyed the tier list. We do have more coming. I was gonna do every lord in the game, every hero in the game, and then the spells. I was gonna do those tier lists, but I was waiting for a patch, and I told myself that like literally a month and a week ago, and we still have not had a patch, so now it's getting a little awkward, but those are on my to-do list. They're sitting on my desktop for next video ideas. Would it be rude to watch the previous NA stream during downtime? Nah, dude, that stream was hype. Okay, like all the games... All the games? I think all the games were bangers. I don't think we had any real stinkers. Like maybe, I'm hedging my bets just in case. Maybe one or two were fine. Maybe not like bangers. But out of the 9 games, I mean, maybe one or two were fine. But everything else was a banger. So many like close games, a lot of comebacks, and like, not to spoil anything, but there were a lot of games where like one side would take an early lead and then the other side would bring it back to the middle, and then either they would finish the comeback and win the game, or the original player who was up would clean it up. But like there were so many games where I was thinking to myself as I'm casting, I'm like, oh, this looks pretty over, and then all of a sudden it's like, oh shit, 50-50, and then, you know, someone wins. But yeah, it was crazy. Okay. For this game and for fighting the Beastmen, I don't want to take a fight in the trees, so I'll move slightly to the side. So, we do have a Sorcerer Prophet. But he's on a Lamasu, okay? We're trying to vary it up a little bit. We have a Lamasu caster. With my one-time use Withering and Doom and Darkness, I can get a -24 leadership debuff on someone. And then, because it's Beastmen, we're going to have some mobility fights. They don't have the most armor. So I did bring Gorda's Backstabber. This is one of the matchups where he could do okay in land battles. I hear people actually like him in Domination, but yeah. So his Dagger of Malice will be pretty good. Then we have a Bull Centaur Torok, just for anti-large armor-piercing dueling stuff in case of Toroks or Gorbulls or something. And then I have a lot of mobility. Hobgoblin Wolf Raiders, not my favorite, but paired with Bull Centaur Renders, they do okay. And then, of course, I'm going to also pair them with some heroes here. But I wanted to stay mobile versus the Beastmen. Mixed front line of Orc Laborers and Chaos Dwarf Warriors. The Chaos Dwarf Warriors will hold for a lot longer, but also they provide that plus leadership buff to these Orc Laborers for a solid front line, as my little mini arrows will do some decent damage against Beastmen low armor. But also they're low investment, so if the Beastmen get into my back line with their superior mobility, it's not like I lost the game or anything. So we're taking something a little different. Does he boost goblins in multiplayer? No. No. They patched this game? No. Next question. No. No, they don't. They don't patch this game. They don't patch this game. It's not real. It's all a lie. I see on my mini map that they're behind me. Okay, we just need attack orders quick because we're getting run down immediately. All right, we're just flinging out attack orders to get people moving. All right, Gordas, pop your buffs. You, pop your buffs. Okay, we're gonna use our Doom and Darkness and our Withering debuff to try and get these Centaurs to route this close to the white line and get them running away. We have some decent engagements that are going okay. Doesn't look like I can keep up with those routing guys. I swear I keep telling this guy to move. Why? Oh, Pestigors. A Pestigor slowed my speed by 75% somewhere. Messed up. Okay. Well, I'm debuffing one of the Pestigors. Meanwhile, I'm going to have some armored infantry and stuff just walk slowly at the enemy archers and make them work for it. Centaurs are taking a lot of damage, but this full flank has got me feeling a certain kind of way. Lamasu taking a lot of damage. Can't Spirit Leech Malagor. I got to Spirit Leech somebody because I'm taking a lot of damage. I was trying to contribute my terror, but my Lamasu mount is unfortunately ass cheeks, and there's a reason you don't often see Lamasus. 60 armor. Yeah, 60 armor is not doing it. So unfortunately, my Lord is going to route right off the map, which is pretty disastrous, and a big reason you don't often see Lamasu. All right. I'm going to start shooting Pestigors with my archers because they're in range, because I can do that. God damn, dude, Lamasu suck. All right, he's back in the sky. I mean, he's not going to come back because there's archers right underneath him, so he's just going to go off the map, which is a pretty big loss for me. God, Lamasu suck. Why don't you take fun units? Why do you take the same build every time? Why does every Chaos Dwarf player just take the same build every time? All right, takes a different thing than a Bale Taurus or Astrogoth. Immediately sucks and dies. Okay. Oh, okay. That might be why they do it. Chaos Dwarves aren't as bad as they were in the past. Like, they've got some really big buffs that they needed, but this roster is, you still see the same shit every time for a very specific reason. I mean, like, just too many of their units are ass tier. Mostly their lords. Like, I am salty Zatan and Drezoeth suck as bad as they do, because they're straight garbage. You focus on shooting, because if you can free your brethren can free you. So think about that. Getting some units back. Gordas is doing his best. I mean, the destroyers of the Drakewald are surrounding this guy, and I can't really move. We're doing our best as these harpies refuse to rout. Wow, both these harpies refuse to rout. Look at them. Look at them go. Living their best life there. We finally got one to rout. I'm gonna charge over and hit Malagor now. There we go. This guy's getting to freedom. Gordas is doing his best as we have Orc Laborers harassing those archers. Chaos Dwarf Warriors coming over to be a nuisance. Gordas is carrying this game. For how often and loudly I am a Gordas backstabber hater, he is solo carrying this game for me right now. Okay, we're gonna have archers turn and fire at those harpies. These archers are not rallying. What the fuck? Hey, hey, you are plenty safe. You get back here right now, young man. You are plenty safe as I see you on the high ground getting engaged with some of you. What the hell? Get back here! Why are you not rallying? What the fuck is this? He's so far from anybody. You bastard. Gordas is getting worked on a little bit by Malagor. But now that the Centaurs are leaving, I should be able to do them. I mean, this is exactly what Gordas should be signing up for. Because our archers are back, so we're going to use them to shoot those Centaurs. Gordas should be A lot of shoulds going on. Should be. Will you get your ass back here? Anyway, Gordas should be stabbing Malagor in the goddamn face. So as long as our archers can take care of those centaurs, we'll be fine. But yeah, Malagor is not enjoying dueling this little guy. As my bull centaur Toruk gets over here. No shot. Why won't you stop and shoot? Why won't you rally? Welcome back to the fight. What's it been? 65 years? Oh, the Pestigors can rally, but you can't rally. I forgot you can't rally. It's the Pestigors. I forgot that's a Pestigor specific trait. Only Pestigors are allowed to rally in this here town. Fucking degenerate assholes. Stupid fucking Pestigors. Their stupid Pestigor ass faces. Bull Centaur Renders are trying to run over there. We're really focusing on sniping down Malagor right now. Bull Centaur Toruk gets stuck in the Destroyer's Dracwald again. We don't want that. Don't let Malagor take off now. Don't let Malagor take off. You have like a billion speed. You've got him. You've got him. Nice job, Gordas Backstabber. You carry this whole game because you're the frickin' best. Speaking of not being the frickin' best, can we just mention real quick that these archers somehow managed to not rally for most of the fucking game because they're goddamn idiots? As Gordas Backstabber puts the whole game on his back, he will solo win for us. Let's go. Lamasu Lord sucks. Everybody else sucks. Everything's terrible. You know who's not terrible? Gordas motherfucking Backstabber. My boy got at least 3,000 value. Guaranteed. Guaranteed. Let's take a look. Let's take a look. 17,000 value. Wow. Wow. I didn't even know the enemy army had 17,000 golds to spend, but it turns out they do. And it turns out Gordas Backstabber is the goddamn best. Bull Centaur Toruk did okay. The battle was a little chaotic because he deployed his entire force behind me, so I had to turn around and it was scary. But Bull Centaur Renders did pretty well. Our Lamasu of Death just fucking got murdered instantly, as it does. A little sad about that, but it's okay. Only the Dreadquake train with the Iron Demon is ever banned, if it is banned. Yeah, it's currently banned. Because I mean, he explained it in the chat, but the Dreadquake Mortar fires in melee, which it's not supposed to be able to do. It is a known bug, and since the unit's bugged, we banned it. Are you allowed to bring the Dreadquake train in multiplayer? Like, yeah, you can take it in quick battles. In tournaments, it's banned because it's bugged and fires in melee, which it's not supposed to do. Like CA has specifically said that is a bug they are working on fixing. So next up is Vampire Counts with Adam Shadow. Just gonna get him in the lobby. Let's find a vampire-y map. Castle Drakenhof. Is that map terrible? Not great. Vampire map, vampire map, vampire map. Schwarzhafen. Yeah, Schwarzhafen is a vampire-ish map. Let's get our blocker back up. Let's update our win-loss. 2-0. I should have lost that game. I should have, but Gordas pulled it out of his ass. Shouldn't the Lamasu have been chasing Malagor all game? Taxes micro. Yeah, it is significantly slower, but you could tax his micro. I'm not saying I played great with the Lamasu. I'm just salty how fucking squishy and terrible this thing is for being, because like here's the thing. While Adam joins in, it's 100 gold more expensive than the Great Taurus. You lose 600 HP, so you're paying more gold to have less health, to have. Just looking back and forth. Less melee attack. The Great Taurus has way less melee defense, but that doesn't feel real for some reason. Because the Lamasu always feels way squishier. Like, it got insta-killed by fucking Centaurs. And that tends to happen to it a lot. It does have terror, so why I wasn't chasing Malagor is there was that big important fight where I wanted to throw down Doom and Darkness, the Withering, and dive in and provide terror. It didn't terror out the people, and then it just, like, instantly died. Whereas the Great Taurus, for some reason, doesn't have more armor, doesn't have more melee defense, but this thing is just factually way tankier in melee, and I wonder if it has to do with, like, animations, or its model is so big, but its hitbox is really small, so it's like a lot of units just T-pose on it. I don't know. But for some reason, the giant bulls are way tankier than the Lamasu. So the Lamasu landed and just got insta-killed by Centaurs, which was fucking bummer, but it always happens. And it's not like, I'm not just saying like, I had one bad experience with him, he died instantaneously, and therefore bad unit GG. It's like, I'm trying to explain the reason you just never see Lamasu in competitive play, but you always see the Great Tauruses or the Bale Tauruses. Like, they're super common. So there's a reason that exists. Okay, Adam Shadow will join soon. I know he's playing vampire counts, so I can go ahead and make my vampire counts build. Chat, I'll leave it up to you. Do you want me to try something funky and fresh? Do you want me to show you my actual anti-vampire counts tournament build? I'll post it for you. And it's my tournament build, not like this is what everyone takes, but I'm curious if it's even still good, because I haven't played this matchup in a while, but since then, Chaos Dwarves have only gotten buffs, so I don't see why the build would be all of a sudden worse. Take whatever build involves 2 Infernal Castellans. Dude, Olaf, I forget who told me about that, but like, I keep seeing double Infernal Castellan now, and it's almost meta, because they're just this slow, annoying poke. What up, Your Own Summer? Your Own Summer, hope you enjoyed the Empire stream last night. Got a full 9-game series of all Empire. Well, not all Empire, but Empire was in each game, at least once. All right, people going for the weird build. So then I'll just describe my tournament build because I like it a lot, but it's not what we're doing here. So the tournament build is just ranged overload. I usually take 4 or 5 Goblin Archers, 2 or 3 Blunderbusses, 2 or 3 Infernal Guard with Fire Glaives, and then you just have a scattering of random Orc Laborers in the front line and like Astrogoth or something. But it is just guns defending guns. And the vampire counts, they can only bring a couple Vargheists or Blood Knights or something, so you can just turn and light them up. And their zombies don't really matter, their Cryptors don't really matter, their Dragon Lord can't get too close, so it's pretty interesting. What's the preferred skill line for Castellans? I don't know. I don't play them in campaign much. Online, I think they just have the sniper by default. Okay, it is time to kill some vampire counts. Best counterfaction to Chaos Dwarves? They've diversified a lot recently, so it's not as easy to just mess with them. Trying to think. I banned Ogre Kingdoms. Ogre Kingdoms is pretty solid against Chaos Dwarves because they have a lot of mass and armor piercing, so you can't just Iron Demon or train them to death. So, yeah, Ogres is pretty strong against Chaos Dwarves. Skaven is pretty strong against Chaos Dwarves. Skaven is very strong against Chaos Dwarves. Khorne is fine versus Chaos Dwarves, but I don't know. They've gotten a lot of buffs that made them a lot less terrible. Anyway, I digress. We have some schemes, boys and girls. We have some schemes. We're gonna scheme so good. Do I even want to do this one? I don't know. I guess I'll do this build, even though it feels cringe. Okay, so we have that, a couple of these, a couple of those, front line of them. All right, this build's nice and stupid. This build's really dumb. Oh, but then I need the actual follow-up for that to work. Crap. All right, one sec. Okay, I need that much gold back. It's getting a little tight on funds here. I don't know if I can take Kadai Fireborn with this type of build, you guys. Cut those. I need 100 gold back. I guess I don't need standard die. It's fine. I guess I'll just die. Good enough. All right, I build stupid and it's gonna lose, but it's fine. Is the multiplayer population healthy? I might give it a try. It's not huge. It is healthy. I don't know. It's consistent, but it's not like gigantic. The thing is like Turin's community is pretty huge. And whatever Turin plays has a lot of people playing it. So Domination has a lot wider of a player base right now. But our server has a good amount of land battle and conquest people chilling around. But if you're just looking for like raw volume of players, just go do what Turin's doing. Because like people want to get on his stream. People like Turin, so then they see him playing Domination. They're like, sure, I'll give it a shot. But yeah. We're around if you want to try land battles and conquest. We have Domination on our server. It's just not nearly as poppin' as Turin's server is for that sort of thing. So you're welcome to. We have a ladder on our Discord where you can queue into a bot and it matches you with other players. And for that, we have Domination best of 1, land battles and conquest best of 3 type stuff. Or you can just hang out with people on our server and say, hey, you want to play some chill games? That's also fine. Okay. Okay, so here's the deal, boys and girls. We do have 2 Chaos Dwarf blunderbusses. And I know Adam Shadow is going to do the vampire counts thing, and he's going to be a vampire count. He's going to just summon zombies on my blunderbusses. But if he messes up, and if he falls for the trap, I can take an aerial fight with his Vargeist or Manfred, and then pop the Black Gem of Nar, not take any damage as my blunderbuss just lights this fool up. So we're going to try and bait him into taking a dumb fight with my Overseer. We're gonna try. Other than that, I did want to take a caster hero because he has the Reforge, because people wanted the Kadai Destroyer, so we're taking the Kadai Destroyer. So I knew I needed a melee non-caster Lord, which opens up either Zatan or the Overseer. I considered taking Zatan, but I was like, this could be kind of funny. So sure, I'll try it. It's probably going to be bad, but it could be pretty funny. The rest of this, besides the Overseer, the rest of this is pretty fine. Blunderbusses are strong versus the Vampire Counts. A front line of Laborers mixed with Chaos Dwarves is fine. A couple Hobgoblin Sneaky Gits is good versus Vargeist. Decent, okay-ish versus Blood Knights. Kadai Fireborn are actually okay versus Vampire Counts. There are better options, sure, but they're okay. Armor-piercing anti-infantry and a high weapon strength means they burst through Graveguard and Skeletons and Zombies pretty quick, and then their fire damage stops the immense healing of the Vampire Counts, and it makes them stronger versus Crypt Horrors. So if you throw Kadai Fireborn into your front line, they actually do decent work. The Kadai Destroyer is a big monster. Vampire Counts in general don't like fighting big monsters, even though, like, the Kadai Destroyer is not a strong unit. It's not a good unit, but this is one matchup where it's not objectively trolling to bring it. I think the only thing in my build that is objectively trolling is the Overseer. And then this guy, I only brought Fate of Buna because I want to use it on Blood Knights or expensive things that are important. And I don't think an infantry-sized footcaster is going to get a bunch of Spirit Leeches out in the late game, so we'll just stick with Fate of Bunas. Do you think Dwarfs might get more units outside the bolt thrower getting here. I'm hoping they will, because it seems like CA is doing a lot of stuff recently to give DLC factions units. So, might be a thing. Okay, we do have 4 Vargeists and a Lamian Vampire Lord with Zombie Summon Invocation Hack. We have Black Knights, Lances, and Barding, so some decent targets here for my Fate of Bunas. Skeleton Warriors and Zombies, so my front line should actually be winning. That's neat. We aren't too upset to see this. So I'm going to give my front line orders to march in to the combat. I'm going to have my Kadai Fireborn just wait for a hot second here. Everybody else move up a little bit. Okay, Kadai Fireborn, just run into the melee. You're here to kill random skeletons. Blunderbusses, just hang out. Alright, we got some decent damage out onto the Lamian Lord. Did the thing where they summoned on top of us. No one is surprised. Just gonna Beta Buna one of the Black Knights here. It looks like he's just ignoring my Overseer, so I think he knows that my Overseer has the damage resist item. Vargeists are in, getting some decent damage down. But we're winning the front line. Kadai Fireborn have peeled back off the front line to now help with the back line fight, which is pretty fine. I have a Reforge, I don't need it yet. I don't want to wait too long on it. I do kind of want to like get the cooldowns out before he just snipes out my caster or whatever. These blunderbusses are trying to fire in melee. Kadai Fireborn's doing good. Everybody's doing pretty good. Alright. You go get those Vargeists. You get off the ground, because I don't need to fight random skeletons with you. It's not really what you're here to do. Kadai Destroyer, go hit those Vargeists. Kadai Fireborn, go hit those. Okay, I guess if the Lamian Lord's gonna fucking land there, then yeah, hit her. And his pistol makes people flammable, so I'm gonna throw it over here. Kadai Fireborn still haven't taken that much damage, which I could use the Reforge on them as well, so it's not a huge deal. Kadai Destroyer's doing pretty good. I think I will use the Reforge on my Kadai Fireborn. I like the damage they're putting out. They're doing really good work, and the big guy isn't in that much trouble. Oh, I'm taking damage. Boom, invulnerable. Big old pileup of nonsense. So let's just get damage out on the people we can around here. You have 0 melee attacks. You can get up in the sky. That's fine. Orc laborers are getting slowly picked off. We have blunderbusses back for just literally 1 second, but now they are dead and dying. The Kadai blob is doing very well. The vampire counts have super low HP bars, so there's a lot of flags there, but it's not actually that many units I have to worry about. My Overseer is just persistent and annoying. Kadai Fireborn going to finish off that Vargeist, and then we'll have to turn and fight Black Knights. That's okay. It's going fine. Alright, Overseer. Land on those dogs and just make them regret the day they were born. These Kadai, like I said, they're fighting Vargeist. I'm going to make sure those Vargeist die so they can't get back up in the sky and get healed or something silly. Okay. Kill the guys you can that are near you. They aren't summoned, so might as well. We got those Vargeists. We have a heal. those Kadai are dead, so I'm going to use it on the Kadai nearer to me that are much more alive. And I have another Fate of Buna soon, which I think I'm just going to use on a Vargeist. There's not enough Black Knights to really bother using it on. Is that a zombie summon? That is a summon. Okay. So we're reforming. We'll just use a Fate of Buna on one of these Vargeist. 16 models, 10 models. Yeah, I'll use it on 16. I was thinking about using it on the wounded one just to get it closer and closer to its heal cap, but it's not looking like that's going to be worthwhile venture. Land on these Black Knights just to show them the true meaning of haste. By that, I was just quoting Gandalf for no reason. I don't actually give a shit about haste. Go, Shadowfangs. Show them the true meaning of haste. Alright, blunderbusses shoot at those guys at point blank range. Fate of Buna those Vargeists, just for the damage. And we need to reform lines around these. As you shoot the skeleton warriors, because you can. And for now, he's just trying to pick off anything he can, which is understandable. Oh no, I'm in trouble! I can't take damage, you fool! Look at him! Look at him just chilling! Look at him just standing there! He doesn't give a fuck! Alright. Another Fate of Buna, just annoying the Vargeists while we can. Blunderbusses are coming back. Try and reform and shoot if you can, but it's going to take you a long, long time. Okay. I'm going to send the Kadai Fireborn over there. I wasn't sure about the Destroyer because I maybe wanted to keep him around in case of the Vargeist actually turning and fighting my lord. Those Chaos Dwarf blunderbusses need to form just a little block so they can easily turn and shoot. Because they're going to get beset by someone soon. We have a big Kadai engagement. I don't want to give these Fireborn new orders again, but I do want to make sure we're fighting the Vargeist and the Lord, not the zombie summon for the 80th time. Blunderbuss is getting some decent shots out before they die. Someone's just rallied. Dwarves have just rallied. But yeah, we can leave these Chaos Dwarves and Orc Laborers to deal with the zombie summon. Doesn't have to be a big deal. Okay, she's on the ground. Hit her for now. Chicken for days and chicken for days and chicken for days and chicken for days. I have plenty of Winds of Magic Power Reserve, so I should be able to get another Fate of Buna up eventually. Still have my Gem of Czar, so I'm not worried about dying. Getting lots of damage out. Again, Arcadai are all doing fire damage, so that is stopping these guys from getting any, not any healing, but good healing. Let's pile in with some of our extra forces. You're still saving up for another Fate of Bahuna. And she's trying to get off the ground, so are the Vargeist. I don't want to switch attack orders. Whatever's going on right now is fine, so I don't want to confuse my units by telling them to do more things. That Vargeist will get a Fate of Buna to the chops any moment now. The one that's crumbling, I'm going to leave alone because it's already crumbling. Lock that lady on the ground. Knock her down. Vargeist are crumbling. Army losses is coming in before next Fate of Buna. No, I wanted to cast that Fate of Buna, you stupid. No! No! I'm gonna Fate of Buna hurt. No, I casted it. It counts. It counts. All right. Kadai Fireborn are good versus Vampire counts. They're good. Kadai Destroyer did fine. Blunderbusses were just a nuisance, but his effective zombie summons kept them out of the game for a long time. Overseer was around. He was technically there. Yeah. GG's. Ogre laborers might be on the table. That'd be funny. Yeah, GG. I'm just complaining to Adam Shadow that he didn't fall for my invulnerability bait. God damn it. All right, win-loss 3-0. Uh-oh, Pigman's up. All right, get ready for the 3-1. Pigman's probably going to win. Kislev versus Chaos Dwarfs. We'll do Doc Karaz is fine. Yeah. Doc Karaz is fine. And it's not like the Kislev matchup's unwinnable. Pigman's just a better player at this exact moment. I'm out of practice. I believe he's in practice. I'm taking bullshit, dumb builds because chat won't be entertained unless I sacrifice myself on the Great Altar. Pigman is going to take the best possible tournament build that exists. It's all your it's all your fault, chat. It's all your fault. Okay. Why not bring a Lamassu out for the Silence Aura? You could. I just worry about Vargeist tearing it apart. Running max Iron Demons? We actually haven't had an Iron Demon yet today. I say that like I'm not directly in control about whether or not we have an Iron Demon. Shocking, a guy playing Chaos Dwarfs hasn't taken an Iron Demon. I wonder what the fuck's that about. Wow. Anyway. Let us fight these fools. You know, coming different. Can't do something. I'm giving everything. Oh, to be a happy man. Get it how it goes. I don't know what's happening either. Don't worry. I wish most of the Chorf monsters were cheaper. They feel too expensive, like the Lamassu and Bulls. I think the non-mounted ones, yeah, need to be cheaper. The mount ones are pretty appropriate. They're quite strong. Except for Drazoeth. Drazoeth is too freaking expensive. I'm currently hovering him behind the blocker, and he is 3,200 gold with 2 spells. That is just too expensive. That shit's nuts. I don't know. I like really want. I really want to just lock it in and keep playing different lord types, but like this is actually insane. 3,200 gold is a lot for no he has no healing. I can make him a little cheaper if I do that. What's your main faction? Oh, you're talking to Patrick, not me. Drezzo is not even that good of a fighter. Nothing can excuse that price. Exactly, Roman Imperator. He gets it. Blood gets it. I'm turning over. I have jungle stuck in my head. I can't get it out. I want to be a happy man. Buy yourself a drink. How's it looking? Get yourself a car. A house to live in. This build is stupid enough to work. Human boy, if you're at gunpoint and forced to take Iron Demon, forced not to take Iron Demon, sing the Vampire Coast trailer theme. I'm confused and scared. Kislev is an ideal Zatan net faction almost. Is it, Jackerskins? Is it? Is it? Is it? They can go pretty cheap. And the problem is their lord. You can't even do the net with the Frostworm lord because a lot of the Flames of Asgore will miss its thin body. I have a fun build, okay? And this isn't a troll build. Again, I'm maintaining my promise at the start of the stream just because I'm not taking the same sweaty tournament build every single time where it's like there are multiple builds you can do with the Chaos Dwarves, but the rough thing is like Sorcerer Prophet Lord with his healing chalice, either of death or fire. Maybe metal. And then you either have a train and another Bale Taurus hero, and you just try and 3 single entity smash your way through a win. Or you take the Blazing Beards of Bosrock, 2 Infernal Ironsworn with their blasting charges, a couple guns here and there, some Chaos Dwarf Warriors, Orc Laborers, and you just slow meat push. Like, I did a similar build to that in game 1, but we're mixing it up. But I'm also not trolling. So we have a fun build that in theory should work, but if it doesn't, I'm not gonna be flabbergasted. I'm not gonna be like, how the fuck didn't this work? But this is pretty fun. This is a spicy one. You're gonna like it. Patrick, the guy you're forgetting is Thoric Ironbrow. Didn't get to comment yesterday, but the Empire stream is great. Are you going to do another Queek campaign stream? Jake, I wouldn't do another Queek campaign stream, but I did have a lot of fun with that. So I think I would do... Okay, we have done different campaign challenges in the past. Like I used to do one where it's like every unit I recruit is 10 push-ups. So then sometimes I would just not recruit units because my arms were tired. Because like in that stream, I think we did 500 push-ups, 200 squats over the course of the whole stream. So eventually I'm like, my arms are dead. I can't recruit any fucking units. But this challenge was definitely the most well received by the audience. So I might do a similar challenge, but not Skaven again. So I was thinking maybe Empire could be good because they have a lot of lords. The thing is like, you do want to pick a faction with a lot of lords because otherwise the challenge is too boring too quickly. Like, let's take Chaos Dwarves, for instance. I get 1 Sorcerer Prophet, I get an Overseer, and I get whatever Legendary Lord I started as. Oh, okay. That could get boring really quickly. Where it's nice at the start, where the Skaven one I had a ton of options, and then through various fuck-ups, I lost them, and then it got down to just Skrulk and Queek. But when it was just Skrulk and Queek, I was kind of forced to just walk them together because I was so scared of getting killed. So it's not like it's bad content. I'm just saying, like, you never want too much of anything, right? So it's like you have too many lords all the time and the challenge isn't hard. That's boring. Or you have too few lords, so you play so safe that now it's boring. So I do think that it's good to start with a lot of lords, but then just mentally play a little looser for the content. Because obviously the smartest thing to do would be constantly just blob up your lords and go around in a death ball because you never want to lose any of them, but shit content, so what's the point? Because the challenge is to make good content, so might as well. So I'm thinking Empire might be next because I really like Empire. Lizardmen could be good, honestly. They have a good amount of lord selection. I was thinking High Elves, but their early game is so fucking slow. And they honestly don't have that many generic lord types. They do have a couple, but they don't have that many. I'm just thinking of like all their archmages, but we always count mages as one thing. So it's like you don't get an archmage of fire, an archmage of heavens, an archmage of life, an archmage of this. It's like, no, just you get an archmage. So it's like, oh, High Elves don't actually have that many lords if you take all of their lores and just say you get one archmage. So High Elves is an option, but it's not the top of my list right now. Yeah, Lizardmen or Empire. That was a longer answer to your question than you were expecting, but it is something I've been thinking about. I don't want to start it too soon. I might start it like late June or next month because I don't want to... I have not been doing as much multiplayer stuff as I should have been doing, but I've been kind of burnt out on this patch. It's not a bad patch. I've just been playing on the same meta since December, so God forbid I get a little tired of watching the same factions be strong. So I don't want to lose a lot of my multiplayer audience where they think I've given up, because I haven't. I've just been waiting for a patch, but it's like, if I start doing campaign stuff, they might think like, oh, you know, he's just turning into a campaign streamer. He's done with multiplayer, yada, yada. So I do gotta, for the next couple weeks, I gotta do some severe multiplayer content so that my base audience doesn't think I'm leaving. Because not everyone's super plugged in, right? Not everyone's on the stream listening to the reasons I'm doing campaign streams instead of multiplayer streams. They might just assume I'm burnt out, which I'm not. I'm burnt out on the current patch, but not like Warhammer in general. I'm not going anywhere. But, you know, people can assume things. Boom! Huge answer for a small question. Are you doing another Queek campaign? No. And boom, done. Didn't need a 10-minute ramble, but here we are. All right. I am ready. But I'm gonna check chat real quick and then talk about my build. Bum bum bum. Fun campaign. The rats first seduced the dwarves, then got them to betray all their deer. And then seduced the Greenskins. I am shocked how that campaign started and we ended up just befriending all the Greenskins. I've just started playing Total Warhammer. I've been thinking of getting into multiplayer, but I have awful load times. Would that be a problem, Joshua? Not really. Blood Penguin is in a ton of tournaments and he has one of the slowest load times out of anybody I've ever seen. But he's one of our best players and like a good friend of mine. I have him on a lot of streams. But no, his load times are fucking atrocious, so it's whatever. Did I get here too late, 100 Days Music? No, you're fine. Okay, checking through chat, just seeing if there's anything I need to immediately respond to. Sounds like not. Okay, so Pigman's ready. I'll be really short. Why this build isn't trolling, I took 2 magma cannons to do good damage to his infantry or cavalry on their approach and force them to advance into me in case he was trying to kite me or something. And then we do have 2 Bull Centaur Renders, which can be really good against Kislev as long as I don't run into Warbears. And then I did take Drezoeth. I thought this might be an okay matchup for him. He is a really good duelist. He has really good resists, and I can get damage reflection and damage resistance. So I just want to dive him into a lot of like smaller fights. And then I did take the Flames of Asgore to punish any form of blob that forms. I don't have the net, so I might have to do Flames of Asgore again with Zatan later for the net, but it is still good at punishing blobs. And I took 2 cheap spells and then the Killing Flame passive, but that made this guy 3,200 gold, which is too expensive. With only 1 spell, I could cut another spell, cut the Killing Flames passive, and got him down to 2,900, so it's a little more acceptable, but not great. So I'm still not confident Drezoeth's going to be amazing, but we'll find out. He should be okay to duel the Frostworm. And then other than that, I just have a crap ton of infantry to push forward and keep his archers away from my magma cannons. He went with a Little Grom. Little Grom will be mildly problematic for my magma cannons. Then we have Kossars. We have the Bornidov's Brawlers. Kossovite Dervishes. Heavy War Sleds. Okay. Yeah, that's not bad. Okay, magma cannons, just start firing at whatever you can. I'm going to keep pushing up the front line. As Little Grom has teed off on my magma cannons. Let's see the damage. Already missed the first one, so no damage. Neat. Alright. So our Bull Centaur Renders are going to keep these war sleds honest. I'm going to pivot over and hit these heavy war sleds while he's not paying attention. As my magma cannons continue to light some fools up. It's not a snow leopard summon. That's a real snow leopard just flying straight in to this nonsense. Flames of Asgore, just see if we can get any damage out before he has it in mind to dodge stuff like that. But we did okay. Yeah, we did okay. All right, we're killing his heavy war sleds super easily with my Bull Centaur Renders. That's a great trade for us. Now my magma cannons need to pivot. I'm gonna have both of them fire at the Borninov's Brawlers. And let's dive onto the Brawlers with my single entity. So I have a bunch of infantry that don't have orders yet. I'm gonna take a little bit of damage on the way in, but I should be okay to land in here and just cause some disruption. Now, with my masses of infantry, we need to keep pushing back into Little Grom. Little Grom's not doing enough damage quickly enough. You can see my magma cannon's health in the bottom. It's doing fine. So he's not doing enough damage to really threaten us. So all I need to do is run away with these guys. It's going fine. Kossovite Dervishes peeled off my guys. Again, I have more infantry standing around because he took not nearly as many infantry as I thought he would. So that's not ideal for my build. So as you can see, my micro is slipping in a lot of places and I'm not making excuses. It's just like I don't have as many units to give orders. Like I'm used to this many infantry all having a fight and then I don't have to micro them very heavily, and now it's like they all need me to babysit them constantly. Drozoit's taking a lot of damage. I'm trying to fall back. Little Grom is also sniping him. It looks like he's given up on shooting my magma cannons and instead he's just trying to snipe out my lord, which is pretty smart given the situation that's occurring right now. So let's try and get our... I'm gonna get him into the trees and land him. Oh, that's the real snow leopard that's back here. Okay, I can have Drozoith go deal with a random single snow leopard. That's fine. Besides, my magma cannons don't actually have that many things to shoot at now anyway. My Bull Centaur Renders are getting around the flanks. So soon we're going to be able to get into the back line with them, and then we can harass his melee units with those. So Drozoith's going to go deal with the Snow Leopard. Our mass amounts of infantry are doing fine. One of his Snow Leopards has faded away. And Little Grom has now decided to leave me alone. My magma cannons are still being a nuisance. I'm going to just use my grenades on this for a second. But we're bopping. Okay, fall back. And my guys terror routed away from the Ice Witch. It's less than ideal. Getting really good damage onto that Snow Leopard. Still killing a lot of the other stuff. Okay, trying to collapse in on that. I'm pretty disappointed in our Bull Centaur great weapons earlier. Okay, so we got rid of that Snow Cat. Drozoit's going to come back to the main fight, as this Magma Cannon is just going to shoot the Snow Cat. Actually, both of them could, but I'll have one shoot the Snow Cat. All right, big engagement onto Little Grom. I got my other Bull Centaur Wonder great weapons back. Magma Cannon, did you shatter it yet? No. Okay, you're just shooting at it. I just want to keep its leadership low so it gets off the map. That's fine. Okay, I keep losing attack orders because of these damned war sleds hitting my guys, like stopping them so that they'll stop and attack, and then they, you know, lose their attack orders. But we got to keep after Little Grom. Bearmancy. Okay. Do you guys have Fireball moving? Yeah, you do. So you should be able to use your grenades there. Not breath attack from Drazoeth. Then we fly out here and deal with this. You don't have anything to shoot at anymore because that kitty cat went away. So let's all just shoot at the last Kislev warriors. Alright, his Ice Witch is trying to camp Little Grom, so I'm just going to sit above Little Grom, so Little Grom can't shoot me, but also I can't be shot. I can't dive him, though. And I swear I keep giving my infantry orders to go get Little Grom, and yet they never do because of this fucking Ice Witch just being a nuisance. Bull Centaurs are back yet again. Double magma cannons are here. Okay, I get to land on Little Grom. Now the Ice Witch is coming, so try and get off the ground. Ah, but I'm T-posing on Little Grom instead of getting off the ground. That's very exciting. Whatever, turn and fight, I guess. You're gonna die, but I forgot you have to T-pose instead of getting away to safety, so that's my bad. That's on me. How could I have possibly expected you to get off the ground in a reasonable amount of time? We're probably gonna just lose on leadership at this point. Yeah, we're probably just gonna get terror routed into infinity at this point as chariots and the Ice Witch just cycle charge us to death. Okay, here's what we're gonna do. Any units that aren't already involved in that fight, I'm just gonna fall back and force them to come to my magma cannons. Not that the magma cannons can do much versus Little Grom, but it is something. Kill that heavy war sled if you can, little Chaos Dwarf warrior. Nope, you're just gonna tear her out. Everybody's just gonna tear her out all the time. Hey, magma cannon got a nice shot on that heavy war sled. Nice. Anyway, like I said, we're just falling back to get this lady more in range of our magma cannons. Because Little Grom has 3 shots left, so not really a big deal. Magma cannons have a ton of ammo. All right. Magma cannon's trying to get poke onto this Ice Witch. She's just dodging. How did you miss that badly? My God. Still getting good damage onto Little Grom. Heavy war sled shattered. How did you miss at point blank range, bro? Other magma cannon's back. Shooter in the back. You're still doing great onto Little Grom. I like how this guy winning in melee is the only thing keeping him in it. It's pretty funny. Shooter in the back. How did you miss again? Okay, cool. You missed again. You guys form up. We've almost killed his little Grom, and it is literally going to be down to the Ice Witch. His little Grom is so close to dying. My Orc Laborers randomly routed. I love how they fought this whole time, not taking any damage, and then they decided, nah, I can't possibly any longer, and routed from there. There goes Little Grom. So the Ice Witch has to attack. Little Grom's right next to the edge of the map, so I don't know why he would rally, but maybe he will. Orc Laborer is back. Go back to chasing Little Grom. I guess we'll go over here and deal with this lady. Little Grom, just run towards the white line. Come on, don't run sideways, you ass. Whatever. Little Grom's gonna take forever to get off the battlefield, but it is what it is. Look at him running sideways. He's running away from the white line, actually, slightly. I don't know if he'll rally or not. Okay, so let's get Chaos Dwarf Warriors positioned. Let's get Orc Laborers positioned. Goblin Laborers positioned. So we're gonna get some decent formations going. These Orc Laborers, I'm just gonna have them walk after Little Grom slowly, because it is what it is. It depends on how many Ice Maiden's Kisses she has left, or how much, like how doomed we are, as everything's just terror routing constantly. Okay. More stuff terror routes all the time. Stuff naturally routes. So my Orc Laborers jump in. They are getting a little bit of a leadership debuff, leadership buff from Malign Authority. But yeah, everybody's just terror routing. I'm surprised Chaos Dwarf leadership is so bad. Like, you think Chaos Dwarf leadership would be better than this, but it's not. Damn. Well, GG. The Ice Witch with 3,600 value. Yeah, Drazoeth, just too expensive for not having any self-healing, not being that good of a combatant, being a little janky. It's just unfortunate. It was a pretty close game. It was a nice game, but you can see what's meta and what's not. The Ice Witch, very meta, especially on her Frostworm. I wonder why. She's fast, she's tanky, she's a good cheap caster, she has good anti-large, she has amazing charge animations. Drazoeth, why aren't you meta? You're incredibly expensive, you're not very tanky, you're an okay combatant, you have dog shit animations that often get you stuck, don't help you get to safety. So that is a good example of meta versus not meta. GG. So Jacker Skins is next. He said he might be a couple minutes late. I'm going to check chat while the next player might need a moment, so I'm not sure if he's around. Milky Way is up. They're playing some Skaven. I got to get my blocker up and mark the fat L. Bam. Human Boy Rambles the reason I'm subscribed to this channel. Thank you for not abandoning us and going for the clicks. Yeah. I mean, our multiplayer stuff gets good viewership too. That's just... I do like to diversify, but recently I've been doing more campaign stuff than multiplayer just because the Quake campaign was really funny. You've been here for 2 minutes and yet to see the magma cannons hit a shot. They hit a lot of stuff. Those magma cannons actually did very good work. Good for them. And my opponent didn't bring nearly as much infantry or cavalry as I thought. It was just 2 war sleds, an ice witch, a snow leopard, and little grom. So it was a whole bunch of like small single entities or almost single entity models that the magma cannons can't do shit against. So yeah, magma cannons didn't have much of a job and they still did pretty good. Next up is Skaven. Okay, gang. Here's the thing. You're about to witness something only heard of previously in legend. Do not fret, do not worry. It is overpowered. It cannot be stopped. The Skaven are doomed. So put all those fears aside. Holy. As I'm building this build, I'm realizing this is actually cruel and unusual punishment I'm about to inflict upon this Milky Way. I wish it didn't have to be this way. I wish. But sometimes you just gotta do it to them. Finally getting back into the game codex. What's changed in the meta last few months? Oh, bye, Curio. Have fun with the Tactical Lich stream. What changed the meta the past few months? Nothing. Any tournaments this weekend? Big JP hosts new advanced player Conquest and Domination every weekend. I'll be casting, I believe, the new player Conquest one this Saturday. Tequila Sunset hosts a faction war every Sunday. Prime is hosting like a silly off-meta tournament Friday night. I don't know what this one is, but he always does a different one. Tactical Lich is hosting a tournament right now, apparently. So it is what it is. Up next, we have Jacker Skins, then Nurgle's PA, and then I'm out of people who have immediately signed up, though if we win 2 out of the next 3, then I hit my 5 wins and I can end the stream, and we can throw you guys over to Tactical Lich, who's hosting his Wednesday tournament. So, maybe not a terrible thing. Take the blocker down. So here we go. Skaven versus Chaos Dwarves. We did manage to find a build to bring Zatan in. We're gonna be mean. We're gonna bully the Skaven. I have Zatan with his sadistic snare on top of his Lamasu. So what we're gonna do is dive in, silence Ikit Claw or whoever his caster is, net them in place, and then with my 2 other great Tauruses, we are just gonna 3 flying monster mash, dive in on the Skaven character and instantly murder them. And then when the enemy has no leadership because their lord just died and stuff, then we slam into them with triple Kadai Fireborn and ruin their whole day. I also have some Hobgoblin Archers because, you know, Archers are okay against Skaven. Not amazing, but they're okay. And getting shot by arrows is another leadership debuff. And I do have Burning Head for more leadership debuff, but also to get through the front line because I don't have a lot of infantry killing. I have a lot of dog shit infantry I brought. So yeah, Burning Head could be nice to soften those guys up. Let's do it. Let's do it. Let's go. Shaolin Showdown. Rip Zatan. Nah, Zatan's gonna be fine. Nah, Zatan's gonna be fine. He brought a Hell Pit Abomination. My fire archers are gonna go nuts. Okay, I'm gonna issue a whole bunch of infantry attack orders that they march slowly to their doom. Okay, so infantry are marching slowly to their doom. 2 of our archers are going after the Hell Pit Abomination. 1 is going to go after a Rat Ogre. Our caster guy just needs to get closer to the front line. And then my Kadai Fireborn, I can wait to give them further orders because they're so fast. Same with the Great Tauruses. What do we have? Jezzails? Okay. And we do have Ikit, so yeah, Ikit's going to be the target of our cluster shard. He's Clan Vulcan Tail Slashers. Look at him with his fire resistance. They think they're people. What does Ikit have? He has Howling Warpgale and Flensing Ruin. So he's probably going to try and net me on the way in. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to fly my Great Tauruses off at different angles and I'll have Zatan go straight on so we can't net all of us at the same time. Moving my Kadai Fireborn up a little bit because we are getting closer to the moment of actual impact. But our infantry are just marching forward. It's going to take them a little bit. I just took a lot of damage from something. I think Natty Boobo sharpshooters are back here somewhere. Because globes sure as hell didn't. Yeah, there are those purple bullets. They're right there. Alright, Zatan. Fly in. Need to deal with this. You guys go dive on him. Angle it up so it doesn't hit as much of my hobgoblins. Then we'll send the Kadai Fireborn in. Ooh, good. Zatan, no! Your stupid net is such low range. Land. Okay. Natty Boobo sharpshooters messed with me. We didn't like that. Archers are trying to get in range. My Bale Taurus instantly died, and this net on Zatan takes forever, but Zatan's net still isn't in range because Zatan's net sucks ass. Whenever anyone's like, Zatan's net's OP, you have to remember that it has 0 fucking range. 0 range, bro. There. Ikit Claw's net finally wore off. That only took 65 years. Hey, I finally netted him. And he's still moving! And this net is so good! This is the best net in the whole game! Holy shit! Why don't more people play Zatan the Black? It's not like people could just ignore his fucking net. That would be crazy if they could just ignore his fucking net. That would be insane if that happened. Thankfully, that hasn't happened, as I'm getting my ass kicked by Ikit Claw in melee while getting shot by Jezzails in the butt because Lamasus are terrible fucking mounts. That'd be crazy if that was the situation we found ourselves in. Thankfully, that's not the situation we find ourselves in. No, it couldn't possibly be that Zatan's bad. No, Zatan can't be bad. Chat likes Zatan. If he was bad, then chat would be wrong, and that's not allowed. That's illegal. So now I just have to micro Zatan constantly so that he never ever lets Ikit Claw cast another spell. Because Lamasus are such good mounts, you guys. Zatan's fine. Zatan's amazing. Everyone should be taking fucking Zatan. God, I hate him. He's such an ass character. He's so fucking garbage. And anybody who says otherwise is trolling. Zatan is ass. Ugh. Ugh. Garbage. Disgusting, disgusting garbage. I like that Ikit is fucking punking him in melee right now. I have a full surround of Kadai Fireborn, and Ikit's like trading 50-50 with Zatan the goddamn Black. All right, we still have archers shooting. The Hellpit Abomination has died, so we don't have to shoot that anymore. Natty Boobos, did they route off the map, or are they now shooting my Kadai? It doesn't say I'm under missile fire, so I don't think they're shooting my Kadai. We shattered Ikit. Army losses is coming in, and Zatan got a whopping 1,000 value. Whopping. A whopping. It's not that we're wrong, it's that you have to micro the net. Oh, I have to micro the net. Oh, that's why the net didn't fucking work! And he just rolled through it! GG, Milky Way. GG. That got really scary when Zatan got crazy low, but then I just got to fly over Ikit and be a nuisance. Hellpits, still bad, unfortunately. Hellpits are bad. Prophet Tarot's raiding me. Why? Why would you raid me? I don't make good content. Why would you raid me? Raced has signed up as lizards. Zatan's supposed to be on foot with a great Taurus hero? Bro, okay, Jack of Skins. I think you're memeing, but like just responding to it as if it's serious. Dude, foot Zatan has even less range. Like he has even less speed to get in range with this snare, which has a range of 20 meters. 20 goddamn meters. I hate it. I hate it. Zatan sucks. Lamasu sucks. His net sucks. Everything sucks. Zatan triggers me. Triggers me. With that, I did use every lord at least once, so now I can stop worrying about pleasing chat with different lord choices. Because we used Drazoeth versus Kislev, we used the Overseer versus Vampire Counts, we used Zatan versus Skaven. So I'm back to doing whatever I want to do. It's about me. Okay. Whew. All right, guys. This is gonna be a good one. Hold on. This is gonna be a good build. You guys are gonna like this. You're gonna like the way you look. I guarantee it. Oh, ho, 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 ho. Oh. Oh yeah, it's all coming together. Oh, no. No, I just need a little bit more. No. Damn it. Okay. Cool. No, it's fine. We'll rally. We're rallying. Vampire Coast is a little scary to try something this devious. Holy shit. This build is perfect. Hold on. I had Gordo's backstabber, but I gotta cut him because of reasons, but this is gonna be epic, so it's definitely worth it. Oh, that's funny. Did you use Overseer versus Vampire Counts? Yeah. Yeah. We're gonna win. We're gonna win. My Patreon chat. Someone posted there? All right, I saw Will posted something and I thumbs up it. It's a good suggestion. There was something I was gonna say. Shit, chat. What is it? What was I gonna say? No, I can't forget. I was supposed to say something. No, it's gone. Oh yeah. Okay. I started recording a series someone suggested during a live stream. So we'll see how it goes. I have 2 videos recorded. I'm gonna probably record 3 and then release them and see how the reception is, but it's just taking 3 units, sometimes lords, sometimes monsters, something. But it's like 3 units, one that is perpetually overpowered and constantly meta, and how to fix it and make it not so constantly strong. For example, Thoric Ironbrow. Taking something that is perpetually terrible and how to make it not terrible. For example, Thorgrim Grudgebearer, and how to take something that is meh and has kind of always been just meh. It's not terrible, but it's not good either. It's just whatever, and how to make it viable but not OP. I'm trying to think of one I did for that. Alethanar. Now those were all lords, but that's because I was just thinking of the one I just did. I made a Google Doc where I listed everything in the game that I consider OP, and it's not just what's currently overpowered, it's like what's perpetually strong. So, like, Thunderbarge, Landship, healing. I'm not going to do a video on healing, but I'm just saying, like, things that are stronger for more than just this patch. This has been broken. One of the things I wanted to talk about is Mangler Squigs, because Mangler Squigs are currently terrible, but on release they were OP, and I think their unit design is flawed in a way that I don't think they'll ever be balanced. I think they'll always be one or the other. And I'm going to discuss a way to maybe make them a viable unit without making them broken one way or the other. So we'll see. Could be a fun video series. People could find it boring though, which is why I'm only going to record a couple, because I have enough for each category to make 13 videos, but I'm only going to record 3 and see how they are handled. So that could be fun. That you lost to vampirates in a campaign on turn 1. When was that? When did that happen? I played Anticity, but I didn't lose turn 1. We made it to at least like turn 14. But he sprinted straight at me as Ikit Claw, so I had to retreat to Bretonia, and then he followed me into Bretonia and eventually killed me. But yeah, his ability to summon tier 3 and 4 units from the Deadpool thing, while I was trying to build anything. So I had just slingers and clan rats versus like rotting Prometheans was pretty fucked up. Anyway, for this build, I'm gonna try and outshoot the Vampire Coast with my Death Shrieker rocket launchers, single target rockets. They should be able to take out the Vampire Coast carronades and secure the way for the Dreadquake Mortar to bombard the Vampire Coast into oblivion. So it is going to be about who wins the artillery fight determines who wins this game. Okay, rockets. Oh, he is charging me? What the hell? That means there's Morngulls somewhere, because this army's not big enough. Okay. There are the Morngulls. Okay, we have archers to shoot at them. Let's take our front line and just move vaguely forward, but I am going to keep a couple Chaos Dwarf Warriors back here. I thought I told you to shoot him, but we apparently gave movement orders. Oh, I just gave everybody movement orders. That's why they're all doing that now. Understood. Alright. We have Shade Wraith Gunners in the back that need to be dealt with. Dreadquake Mortar needs to keep switching targets. Astrogoth brought Burning Wrath because I wanted to just spam it out and get the Killing Fire passive. So we're going to keep getting the Killing Fire passive. And he's not shooting it, which is great. So I guess I'll throw Cascading Fire Cloak down for guaranteed Killing Fire passive. Now let's try that again. You want to shoot Burning Wrath? Or you want to just stand around like a dumbass? Holy fuck! Okay, smash cut to why nobody ever takes the Lore of Hashit, because all of its spells are fucking dog shit and apparently can't cast ever. Alright, cool. Cool. No, guys. It's cool. The lore of Hashit is secretly really good. Just trust me. It's secretly really fucking good. And that's why nobody ever uses it, is because their Burning Wrath barely ever fucking goes off. When it does no damage, but that's fine. Because everything's fine. We're all doing good. We're under attack by Ghost Knights, but those will fade away pretty quickly. So we just got to fall back for now. Archers fall back a little bit. So you're going to provide some supporting fire for Sirens. But it's all okay because everybody's chilling because Burning Wrath is a good spell. Just getting fire cloak yourself. Go cloak yourself. This guy's lost his attack orders onto the problem units. Not the damn knights, Eric. Shoot the Sirens, please. You have guard mode on. Please shoot the Shade Wraith Gunners because they're being a big nuisance. I mean, a big old nuisance. Dreadquake Mortar has been firing at this zombie deckhand mob for quite a while, and that zombie deckhand mob is still full HP. You want to explain what's going on, Chief? There you go. You finally fired. There you go, buddy. You figured out how to use your bullets. You figured it out, and you still didn't do very much damage, you piece of shit. Okay. I swear I have told my rocket launchers to deal with those Shade Wraith Gunners, but I guess not. I guess I'll do it. Human Boy takes bad units, is surprised bad units are bad. Cast your spell. Cast the goddamn spell! Jesus! You don't need to constantly stop and do nothing. You can, in fact... Why are you aiming at the side of the unit? Holy shit! Can we just catch a goddamn break with these asinine artillery units that are apparently all fucking garbage? Why? Why are you all fucking garbage? Why can't you move? Why are you perpetually netted? I can't cast Burning Wrath, Human Boy. I just can't, because there's a spooky ghost within 600 miles of me, and I can't cast it. Okay, don't cast Burning Wrath. Please go attack Celostra in our last Hail Mary last-ditch effort to win this game. I can't, because there's a spooky ghost within 600 miles of me. Okay, so you can't move, you can't cast spells, you can't do very much. What can you do? I can just cry and lose the game. Fuck you, Astrogoth, you dumb piece of shit. All right, it's army losses. Dreadquake Mortar sucked and died. Firing Rockets sucked and died. Astrogoth Iron Hand sucked and died. That's why you take him with Flamestorm, ladies and gentlemen, the spell I always take him with. You don't take any of those dog shit ash Hashit spells, because the Hashit spells never fucking cast. And when they do cast, they don't do any goddamn damage. You know what does damage? Flamestorm. You know what always casts? Flamestorm. Why does Flamestorm cast, you might ask? Because it's not a fucking missile spell, so you don't have to turn, you don't have to face the right direction, you don't have to see them, you don't have to sight them up, you don't have to shake their hand, you don't have to send a letter in the mail that says, hey, I might be casting a spell towards you. You might then cast that spell, and then that spell might miss. You can skip all those steps, and he could just point behind him. He could be like, 35 degrees to my right, about 4.5 miles that way. Please summon a flamestorm. Boom! Big ass flamestorm and everybody dies. That's crazy. Burning Wrath sucks and does nothing all the fucking time. Anyway, I'm mostly disappointed in the Death Streak rocket launchers for doing fucking nothing all game. They couldn't even kill one Shade Wraith Gunner that they were firing at for their entire duration of this game. That is insanely terrible. The Dreadquake Mortar somehow managed to miss basic zombie pirate mobs that took up my whole screen, and they're like, nah, I can't. I gotta aim at the far right side. I can't possibly hit this unit. Motherfucker. Yeah. Yeah. Human needs to lay off the warp stone. No, you. Ah! Nurgle's PA is already here. Jesus. I got jump scared. So mean to the Dreadquake. The thing sucked ass. Oh, it sucked ass. It was terrible. It was garbage. It was garbage. You hate to see it. He had a good build. I mean, the Ghost Rush was pretty good against the artillery I brought. Some artillery didn't have much time to fire. That's fair. I am shocked the Dreadquake Mortar took so long to fire several times, and then it missed several times, and didn't do that much even when it hit. I mean, it deleted 2 zombie mobs. Woohoo. And then it did nothing to the Shade Wraith Gunners because it started firing at their sides and missing them. The Destiny Rock Launchers also couldn't hit the Shade Wraith Gunners for some fucking reason. It was just... Chaos Dwarf Artillery is not ideal. Not ideal. I mean, like, Starfire Will Off, I wanted them to shoot at random things at the start, and they shot at them. They just missed a lot. But they miss a lot. They take too long to fire. They're very expensive. They're immobile. There's just too many problems with them. They're honestly not very good. Memes aside, like, memes and, like, oh, he's mad, and that's funny, like, aside, like, there is a reason you don't see a lot of Deathstreak Rock Launcher. They're incredibly niche, and there's a reason you never see the Dreadquake Mortar outside of its train, which got banned because it can fire in melee. But that's mostly for the train. It's not as much for the Dreadquake Mortar. So there's a reason they're bad units, but the memes are funny. And also, like, good God. Good God, they sucked. Okay, Nurgle's PA is already ready, so I gotta hurry up and make a build here. Let us do Great Taurus. Yes. So we have to fight the forces of Nurgle. My ancestors called and they said, bring only infantry. And I said, are you sure, Papa? And they said, yes, son. Trust me. Only infantry. No cavalry. None. This is the way. This is the way to ultimate victory. Do as I command and you will be victorious in your video games. Teehee. Just for you, Pop Pop. Oh, 0 gold spend. Dreadquake is a Dom and Dom against Vampire Coast. Can't Vampire Coast just summon a Carronade and kill it, though? OnlyFans account when? What? I missed what part you guys are talking about the OnlyFans, and now I'm confused and scared. Anyway, I feel like you could just summon a Carronade and counter the Dreadquake and Domination. And if you're talking about the fact that, like, when it gets low or something, you just desummon it, that's maybe, but I don't know. I still feel like it takes a lot of damage and isn't going to do that much. Battle of the 0 gold spend, apparently. We actually haven't taken in any Infernal Guard Fireglaves yet today. And with the Angels of Decay, a possibility, the flying grenade shooters, we do need some decent straight shot armor piercing. We have 4 Hobgoblin Sneaky Gits to further deter flying shenanigans, but also Rot Knights and whatnot on the flanks. So go Hobgoblin Sneaky Gits. And for our front line against Nurgle, Nurgle can take a wide front line, but most of it's tanky rather than damaging. So he did bring a lot of boys backed up by Chaos Dwarf Warriors to keep them in the fight. And then I do have Da Immortals because they're funny. I could take another just regular Infernal Ironsworn with the grenades and that'd be better, but Immortals are funny. So we're gonna take the funny unit. Gotta spread out a little bit more. I'm feeling clumped. Feeling clustered. And then for a Lord, we do have a Foot Overseer. with Final Transmutation. Just in case of like Exalted Heroes or Kugath or something. Or a Blob. Though honestly, with this many decently ranged units, we should be fine against the Blob. Let's go. This looks like a good build. I wonder how it counters Soul Grinders. It loses to Soul Grinders, but I don't know. Soul Grinder kind of is lame, so I'm just gonna ignore it exists. Oh hey, Soul Grinder. All right, we have Plague Ogres, Plague Toads, Marauders, Chaos Warriors, Chaos Lord of Nurgle with Rancid Visitations. Yeah, okay. So originally behind the blocker, I was taking my Overseer, my Sorcerer Prophet on his Bale Taurus with the Chalice of Blood and Darkness so that he could have a higher HP pool and heal through the Rancid Visitations, but again, that's the super meta, everyone always takes it Lord for a reason. So I took him on foot with Final Transmutation just because I wanted this build to be literally no large units, just all infantry all day. So in service of the meme, we did take a suboptimal build, and that'll probably come back to haunt us, as he's just going to Rancid Visitation my Lord, and that'll be that. But, you know, just saying. That is why that happened. Yes, you should always take your Lord on the Bale Taurus with the Chalice of Healing, but that's also poo-poo boring. Okay, he's just gonna run away with his Soul Grinder Kite. Okay. What's attacking right now? You're just running away. Bruh! You can't just run. There we go. Now he's starting to advance. Alright, light up the Plague Ogres. Light up the Plague Ogres. My Lord is just staying really far away so I don't get Rancid Visitation. That would be bad. Archers shooting at the Plague Toads. Infernal Guard of Fireglaves shooting at those Plague Ogres. Ignoring the Noxbringer. It's pretty whatever. And here comes the first Rancid Visitations. For me, I'm ignoring this Sorcerer Lord because he has the Crown of Domination or whatever the fuck that thing is that gives him constant slow healing. So wasting my Infernal Guard's time shooting at him is not gonna go great for me, because they need to deal with all these backline disruptors that are gonna stop them from shooting in the late game. I don't know. Throw it here. If I overcast, I'm just gonna instantly die. Yeah, he overcast, so he's gonna route or whatever. It is what it is. Dome Mortal's doing their best. Noxbringer's still doing fine. Something just murdered my Hobgoblin Archers, which is also okay, I guess. But, yeah, this guy's just gonna wander around in the desert. But we've cleaned up a lot of his large units. We have archers to shoot at marauders, though honestly I don't have to shoot at those marauders. Those ones are going to get dealt with. So we just run away with our lord. Noxbringer's almost out of ammo, so I can resume ignoring it in its entirety. Mortals dealt with that marauder with great weapons, as we expected. There are some Chaos Warriors around. There they are. Noxbringer got a really good hit onto that Infernal Guard. As my archers start shooting those Chaos Warriors that the Immortals are trying to go deal with. That guy is still dealing with that, and I'm just walking calmly away. I'm gonna shoot those Plague Ogres once so that they leave. But yeah, we're just ignoring the Noxbringer. Eventually it's gonna have to come into melee. And those Plague Toads are hanging on to their leadership like bosses. Oh, EFF'd. Fair. Yeah. You can't kite forever. Noxbaron got okay value, but it's a little hit and miss on its volleys. Because, like, we saw some of the volleys with, like, insta-kill Hobgoblin Archer, and that was Sag. Then there were other ones that were apparently just missing because he didn't have, like, crazy value. I don't know. We hung on. His next Rance of Visitation's Overcast was coming in probably about 2 minutes, and he would have finished off my Sorcerer Prophet. But at that point, I would have been able to clean up all of his Marauders, everything else, and it's like, all right, can this guy with Rance of Visitations and the Noxbringer with no ammo kill everything else I had left? Probably not, which I think is why he surrendered. Okay. We got our 5th win. We only have 1 more person signed up, so I'm just going to play Raced anyway, and then call it a day. We have 1 game left, win or lose. We're currently going to be at 5-2, but probably ending out at 5-3. Raced together, strong. It's Grass Hill. Puts the blocker up for the final time. Fighting lizards. The thin gliz. I don't despise anything in this world as much as I despise the lore of Hashit. The lore of Hashit sucks. Poo-poo garbage. And now we will finally do the thing. And Jackerskins, if he's still in chat, is going to be like, wow, you did the thing. And I'm going to be like, yup. Yup, yup, yup. Jackster is going to be so proud of me. What to do else? I have my full build with just 2 units. What else do I even do? I guess some of you. And then some of these. Because you kind of have to take Orc Laborers or you're trolling. Because Orc Laborers are really good. Especially when they're buffed up by Chaos Dwarf Warriors. A couple of these, and I need 400 gold back. Okay, get rid of one of you. Oh, no, I don't have enough unit slots for that shit. Hobgoblin? Yeah, Hobgoblin. This is it. The end of all days. All right. Phoenix King just clipped something from this stream, so I'm wondering what he saw. Can't, cause there's a spooky ghost within 600 miles of me. Okay, so you can't win this game. I can't. Hey, what part of that wasn't family friendly? It was whining and crying like a little baby. Whining and crying like a little baby. All right. Block her down for the final time. We had to do it for Jackerskins. We'll do the Zatan net into Flames of Asgore OP shredding combo. And it looks like this might be the time for it because Raced only has 747 units, which probably means there's some sort of dinosaur there. Some sort of horrible dinosaur. I'm going to deploy in a line because of Banishment, Ruination of Cities, Comet of Casadora, Thunderbolt, Chain Lightning. All the things that Quaddles or Mazdamundi or Slans bring by accident. They don't even have to kit into those things, they can just bring them. And if I form my guys into squares, they'll just sit in targets for that kind of thing. So I'll put them in lines. That does make them harder to turn, but it's kind of weighing the cost benefit of like harder to turn versus not going to get insta-killed by some of these spells. I don't know, it is what it is. Alright, you guys move more centered. I want to avoid the hill. I don't want to have to deal with the hill too much. I didn't mind while losing either. No, my wine was very famous as I was making it silly because of how angry I was at Burning Wrath not going off and my artillery doing dog shit. Alright, anyway, we have some Bull Centaur renders with Grey Opens to deal with enemy cavalry and stuff. Blunderbusses to do big winnings. And it's a bunch of units under a Quaddle, so I can't see them right now, but I saw a Mazda in there. Otherwise, Red Crested Kings, Coldwind Riders, Crocscores, usual stuff. Okay. So, he's going to take the hill, and I'm going to take the low ground, but I do want to reposition in a way that I'm facing the hill. I don't care that he gets a downhill charge, because I'm not hoping to win the melee. I just want my blunderbuss to step good lines of sight. So if he wants to be on the hill as I'm approaching the hill, that's fine. But I was worried about my blunderbusses ending up, like, here. And then he's here, and then I can't see over the lip, so I can't shoot. But if he wants the hill advantage and I can get the sight advantage, I'm fine taking that trade. Like, that's beneficial for him, but it's also beneficial for me. And this slow early game allows me to build up Winds of Magic, so I can use my Flames of Asgore combo right away. Like, as soon as the engagement starts. Because if the game is too fast-paced, I wouldn't have the wins to start my combo, and then that could be a little cringe. Block of Doom out early from the Skink Priest Beasts. Great weapons are sus into Red Cresteds. Yeah, I'm taking the great weapons for Crocsagores or Dreadsaurians and stuff in the late game. Okay, you guys go take out those. Everybody just move forward slightly. Blunderbusses light up the Crocsagores wherever they may be found. Zatan, Net, Mazda. Okay, I don't have enough for an overcast. I guess we're just undercasting this directly under his bum. And there it is. Big, gigantic, giga damage. Oh, never mind. It was just kind of okay damage. Oh, shit. Well, that was not worth it. We lost. GG. GG. Zatan's still bad. Everything's still bad. I'm still the only good one. Cast-off blunderbusses masterfully baited those Coldwind Riders into fighting my Bull Centaur Renders. Bull Centaur Renders masterfully fighting Coldwind Riders, and then Crocsagores. And Zatan still just dying instantaneously to all these dinos. As the blunderbusses try and set up and shoot. Quaddle is resisting all attempts to pin him down or kill him. As my blunderbusses are just walking into melee, which is pretty sick. Zatan needs to get into the sky, but then hover around Mazda. I do want to keep silencing him, but I don't want to keep fighting him. That's not going well. Alright, we won the front line there. Blunderbusses shoot the Crocsagores. Our Bull Centaur Renders can deal with that other stuff. And Zatan, if you're seriously going to lose a fight in melee with a fucking Quaddle, I have questions for you. And they're not happy-go-lucky, friendly questions. They are, what the fuck is wrong with you questions. I'm going to bring over this guy just to help. As a Quaddle, not even an anti-large duelist, just a Quaddle is kicking Zatan's ass. All right, Zatan can't keep in silence range because the Quaddle has netted him, so I guess I'll go get some Bull Centaur renders onto him. Well, Zatan, for the love of God! Okay. I love that in a 1v1 he can become netted because he's that fucking pathetic. Oh, okay, the Quaddle doesn't get instantly netted, just I get instantly netted. Oh, okay, that seems fair. So got it. If there's anyone within range of me at all, I instantly get netted and fucked. But if I'm next to them, they're fine. They're fine. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Makes total sense. All right, Flames of Asgore down. Did a little bit of damage to some people. Net him. There we go. All right, we're diving in onto Mazda. Things are looking rough. We're trying to turn him around, and it's not going good. Zatan still fucking garbage. And the Flames of Asgore guy, decent value on the Flames of Asgore, decent value fighting. It is a shocker that people just always take the Caster Lord instead of Zatan, who instantly fucking died again. I think we have definitively proved that Zatan sucks. I don't think we need any more data on that. I think he fucking blows. Yeah, he's bad. Imagine losing to a Quaddle in melee. I guess it's possible when you're that terrible. Yeah. He needs to be on his footsies, but then he can't get in range to net anything. He can't get in range to anything. He has a range of 20 fucking meters. 20. Do you know how low of a fucking range that is? It's awful. It is awful. All right. We're grabbing Zatan. We're not putting him on his mount. I'm taking only Sadistic Snare. With 32 speed. Difficulty sandbox. And then we need a map that's not huge. Alpine Ridge, whatever. That guy has faster speed, but it's sandbox, so he'll stand there. All right, the end score was 5-3. And the stream will be done in a second. We'll raid Tactical Lich, but I just want to show how abysmally poor this net range is. If you didn't catch it in the microseconds that he was trying to use it in the Ikit Claw game and then the Mazda Moody game. Reminder, this man has 32 speed, 22 when there's a hill, so he's not catching shit ever. He has one of the lowest foot speeds in the entire game. Dun 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 dun. Dun 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 dun. You think he can cast it now, but he can't. He has to be exactly that close. You have to be that close. That is so close. On foot. And he's slower than everyone in the game. How is he supposed to catch him on foot? Alright, now we can fight the Boyar. Minus 24 melee defense for a super long time, and now the minus 24 melee defense is worn off, and now he's kicking the Boyar's ass! Get him, Zatan! Get him! Alright, Zatan's OP. He can beat a sandbox Boyar after netting him. I retract all my statements. He's broken. Absolutely cracked. Boyar's not even popping any of his abilities. Doesn't need to. Zatan's too strong. He wants to get them netted. He wants to see them get netted. That's why it's sadistic. Oh, nope, trash. Nope, trash. And while we're all shitting on Zatan, I will pull up that even when you get his net might not work. Meow. All right, we will be raiding Tactical Lich. I'm going to get that set up so that when I hit end stream, people go right over there. Customization, redirect, Tactical Lich. There we go. For being the melee character, it's kind of funny how bad he sucks at melee. It's true. So I was trying to net Ikit here, but I couldn't get in range, and then he nets me with Howling Warpgill, which is just a better net, but okay. But it's fine. Nets the Great Taurus and Zatan at the same time at a longer range. Ikit's net has a longer cast range and a longer, like, a wider range overall than Zatan's net even gets. But all right, okay. We get it. Zatan's net has short range, but at least when he casts it, it lasts a long time. So, Ikit Claw is currently netted. Sadistic Stare. Cannot move. Cannot move and get farther away from Zatan. Or can he get further away from Zatan? Or can he? So for the duration of the net, a third of my duration is wasted, and then I fucking push him, so he just keeps moving. He just keeps moving everywhere, and then he just turns around and just kicks my goddamn ass! He's murdering Zatan, and this is before even any support shows up. It's just bodying this fool! Nah! Zatan sucks! This guy is garbage! Get him out of here! Oh, Zatan, you fucking blow. Nah, not for me. Not my Zatan. Nets and dives in on Ikit Claw and debuffs him with Enfeebling Foe and the Withering, and he loses overall in the Elf trade. Nah, dude. Fuck this guy. I'm out. I'm done.